New GOP introduced bill sets to denaturalize fraudsters and terrorists. Now, maybe that sounds okay. Fraudsters and terrorists, we don't want them here, right? For sure. But a bill that would strip naturalized Americans convicted of fraud and other offenses of their citizenship status is set to be put before U.S. lawmakers. Let's see, who's naturalized? Naturalized citizens, defined as foreign-born individuals who have gone through the legal process, naturalization, to become U.S. citizens, meeting requirements like lawful permanent residency, green card, good moral character, English, civics, knowledge, and taking an oath of allegiance, granting them the same rights as native-born citizens. We all know that he's attacking birthright citizenship too, so put a pin in that for a second. It's just the act of non-citizens voluntarily wanting to become citizens of the United States. We all know that the government abuses everything, and they start with a little, and they try to sell it to the public, and the public, maybe they don't like that, but eventually they get used to it, right? So they keep on. They got to get to work. Life happens. This bill would strip naturalized Americans convicted of fraud or other offenses of their citizenship status. This bill comes as concerns over fraudulent activity in Minnesota concerning immigrants grow. No, it doesn't grow. It was a big bullshit scam so you could do exactly what you're fucking doing there now.
It's now been proven that the Somali daycare scandal is fabricated bullshit.
Nick Shirley is as responsible for Renee Good's death as all of the rest of you people. All of the rest of you fucking terrorists that have taken over you're all getting held accountable. Just all of you.
And I will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not going to stop. They're getting more and more and more radical.
And it's not something that American citizens really have an appetite for. Try to even save our country. At this point, Donald Trump is gambling with our entire economy.
We can't trust the government anymore.
Having access to personal data.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You are the government.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Wants to put trillions into our fucking military. No country does that that's not gearing up for a huge war. So, the bill known as Stop Citizenship Abuse and Misrepresentation Act, the Scam Act. They're all so fucking clever. If you guys do any work except this, how long did it take you guys workshopping this to come up with this name? This will be introduced by House Majority Whip Tom Emer. The act will clarify what kind of evidence the federal government can use to prove that an individual who is naturalizing does not meet the lawful requirements. It will also create a path to denaturalize anyone who's convicted of fraud against the U.S. government.
Yeah, I said homegrowns are next. The homegrowns. You got to build about 5 more places. Yeah, that's fair. All right.
The president also floated this idea in that same meeting of potentially deporting U.S. citizens, people he called
homegrown criminals. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country.
To somewhere like El Salvador. I've been told that's not legal.
Just fraud. Joined or affiliated with a foreign terrorist organization. That's okay, sure. Or convicted of an aggravated felony within 10 years of their naturalization. Okay, some of these things, okay. But as soon as you let them do this, they're going to push it and push it.
We can't trust the government anymore.
Having access to personal data.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You are the government.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
The screenshot for this, that's the only article of like 20 different Google searches that you could find that says this. All the other headlines say word for word, new GOP introduced bill set to denaturalize fraudsters and terrorists. That's WSBT. New GOP introduced bill, WPDE. New GOP introduced bills. The second page, all of these different news stations. Fox News varied slightly by saying White House-backed GOP bill would revoke citizenship after Somali fraud scandal.
So as I predicted in my thoroughly fact-checked and referenced article about the so-called fraud at Minnesota daycare centers, local CBS News affiliates have gone and done their own investigation and found that everything Shirley said is an absolute lie.
That's that culture stuff that they're fucking 80-year-old viewers, like kittens with warm milk. And I found some in a National Desk article on Facebook. They said, what do you think about this? A bill that would strip naturalized Americans convicted of fraud and other offenses of their citizenship status is set to be put before U.S. lawmakers. This bill comes as concerns over fraudulent activity in Minnesota concerning immigrants grows. It doesn't grow. It's at the same screeching pitch it was the day Nick Shirley went. And then the next day it was debunked. Then the next day it was debunked. It keeps getting debunked, but it doesn't matter because that's all they needed to shut down childcare. Get it? They want women to stay home. This is the shit they're giving us. And anybody that disagrees with me, they must be MAGA.
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country, but you'll have to be looking at the laws on that, Steve.
You mentioned that you're open to deporting individuals that aren't foreign aliens, but criminals to El Salvador. Does that include potentially U.S. citizens fully naturalized American?
If they're criminals and if they hit people with baseball bats over their head that happen to be 90 years old, and if they rape 87-year-old women in Coney Island, Brooklyn, yeah, that includes them. What, do you think there's a special category of person? They're as bad as anybody that comes in. We have bad ones too. And I'm all for it because we can do things with the president for less money and have great security.
I'm sorry, if anybody out here, if you have fucking felonies, if you've committed violent crimes, even one violent crime, even if it wasn't technically violent, but it was listed as a violent crime, you should all be worried right now.